To round out the 80s with number 80, I'm having a guy who at one point has won MVP. Some argue he plays the wrong position. It is Lamar Jackson. If you look at his box score stats, we can start off with his passing stats, and his passing stats are relatively impressive. These are not bad passing stats, especially that 2019 season where he was just so dominant. His passer rating, which is kind of a good catch-all for all this stuff, obviously 2019, 113. That year, that was fantastic, but even without that, a 99 passer rating in 2020, and then, bit of a step back last year at an 87.0, but still, as a whole, he does have relatively impressive passing numbers, especially when you factor on just how good he is as a rusher. If you look at his rushing totals, in his 4-year career, of which he's really kind of played 3 seasons worth of games due to not being the starter as a rookie and then getting banged up a little bit last year and just, sitting out some games because his team has already made the playoffs. He still has 3,673 total rushing yards, including multiple 1,000-yard rushing seasons as a quarterback, which is unprecedented. His Pro Football Focus grades will kind of mirror his box score statistics, although a little bit harsher in certain years. They were not a fan of him as a rookie, but them, like everyone else, was a fan of him in 2019, and we've seen him kind of regress a little bit in 2020 and 2021, but there's still, not horrible grades whatsoever, and part of what I've always said about Lamar Jackson is you put anyone with those receivers that he's had his first 4 seasons, it's going to be tough to look impressive, and I think he's done a great job at it. For example, a play like this, where his first read is going to be a legitimate good option to throw to, Mark Andrews, who is going to be on this list, spoiler alert. There's a way this play can work. There's kind of a bubble over the middle of the screen where Lamar can try to make this throw. However, right when the play begins, you notice that right here, it's realistically not looking like it's going to be open. The linebacker played very far deep to make sure he covers up Andrews, and both safeties are keeping an eye on Andrews. And so, one thing I said of Kyler Murray that's also very much true with Lamar Jackson is for Tom Brady in this situation, this play is realistically over. And that's kind of what I think makes Lamar Jackson so impressive. His receivers haven't done the best job at getting open consistently throughout his career, but he still finds ways to move the ball down the field, usually through stuff like this. Watch him be able to just, run outside the pocket. He's going to scramble up and pick up a ton of yards. He's maybe the most difficult player to tackle in open space, despite the fact that he plays quarterback. He's truly remarkable. In a lot of ways, he's broken the sport, as the sport was really not designed for Lamar Jackson to exist, and it's really fascinating to watch. And while you can have your quibbles with some certain things, I think his weaknesses are overblown, and I think his strengths are still very good. Now, the reason why I couldn't put him higher on this list, I'm sure Ravens fans will be saying I should put him higher on this list. He at one point was voted the most valuable player in football. He has had some, he hasn't looked quite as good since that 2019 season. I think there's no denying that. But there's still so much he does well that I think he absolutely has to be on this list, so that's why he comes in here at 80. Thank you for watching that clip of a better version of the NFL Top 100, or at least an attempt to make a better version of it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember to follow me on Twitter, at Jackson Kruger on Twitter. You can check me out there. And if you want to see the rest of these videos, just, I'm going to post 10 every day. So if they're already out, you can search them for yourselves. If not, they will be out shortly. So just be on the lookout for it. Of course, don't forget to let me know what you thought in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.